then we can stem the tide of inferior desire, which has us trapped. We know we can't simply wallow in every desire that comes to us. There has to be some way to discriminate. This is an important desire, that's not an important desire. But what is that basis for discrimination? And we also have touched upon our inability to annihilate desire. Indeed, the yoga texts explain to us that desire is the symptom of a sentient being, of a conscious being. As long as you're conscious, you're going to have desires. So the Bhakti Yoga solution recommends learning how to desire in perfection. That takes education, knowledge, culture. At the graduation level of Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate connection. How the individual non-material entity thrives in connection to the supreme spiritual entity. There's an exchange between the two, which involves desire. So when our desire reaches that love supreme, then we lose our appetite for the lower desires. But it will only happen, that losing of the appetite, loss of appetite for the lower desires will only happen when we can connect with higher desire. Higher desire means higher pleasure. So please consider the role of desire in your life. Please consider the whole package of your desires, how they've been given to you, how we have conformed, how our body is pushing desires upon us, the hormones, how our mind is loaded with various social conceptions. Too much. It's too much to battle on ordinary ground. As Albert Einstein said, a problem is never solved on its own level. So the Bhakti Yoga texts take this thorny issue of desire, take it to another level. How to desire in the best way. How to desire non-materially. In this way, a whole new dimension opens up to us for desire, for hankering, for craving. And indeed, this is the most practical solution for our social problems. If people know how to desire in the higher way, they won't be so easily manipulated and exploited. But if you take away their higher capacity for desire, then they're left helpless, dealing with so many lower inferior desires, which is all everyone generally knows. So the basis of this highest desire program rests on understanding our non-material identity. And that can be verified. It's not some kind of belief. If someone tells me, and I regularly dialogue with professors who religiously and zealously declare consciousness is material, it comes from the brain. I thank them for their religion. You please give me some empirical evidence in any kind of way. Well, we don't have it now, but in the future. Yet, the Bhakti Yoga practices offer entrance into the spiritual laboratory, where you can verify your non-material identity and once again become connected to your non-material desires. So, I hardly recommend that we deeply consider these points both in terms of our individual well-being and global well-being. The fire of desire is the #1 issue in life. We can try to avoid it, try to sweep the fire under the rug. It won't work. Either we learn how to desire in the highest way, or we'll be burned by desiring in the lowest way. And there's no more pressing time than now for learning this art, science, and culture of how to desire in the highest way. Thank you very much. Well, if we may have a little bit of time for some questions, otherwise. Yes.
How desires link to the ultimate desire, the higher ultimate?
He's asking, how do our desires link to the ultimate desire? I'm giving an introductory presentation today, but the very word yoga has a meaning very similar to ordinary usage of the word religion. Religion, generally, loosely speaking, the root meaning is to bind, and yoga precisely means to connect, to link. So if we learn how to link or connect our individual desires with the ultimate desires, then we've got a very good thing going. It's about relationship, ultimate relationship.
Yeah. Would you mind demonstrate some yoga or is personal practice?
Well, that's like asking me in 10 seconds to present a whole culture, art, and science. Like, would you demonstrate to me, please, molecular biology?